Hey beautiful souls, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. Today, as always, I have a general reading for you. And as always with a general reading, only take what resonates and leave the rest, okay? It is a timeless message and can represent past, present or future. Spirit will always guide you to a message that you need to hear exactly when you need to hear it, okay? For the ease of channeling, I'm going to use the pronouns he and she, but by all means swap them out for pronouns that fit for you if they don't, okay? Okay, let's take a look and see what Spirit wants us to know today. We have Arrow. Surround yourself with protective energy. So there may be a situation or something that you're going through right now, or maybe you're feeling a little bit vulnerable. Spirit just want you to know that you are protected, okay? And whatever this situation is that you're going through or you might be going through is also protected, okay? You're protected from some sort of fallout. Okay, that's interesting. Protected from some sort of fallout. Okay. For some of you, it might be a case of upping your protection at this time, because I'm hearing focus. Yeah, okay. I think this is where we're going. Somebody had their sights set on you, okay? Someone had a plan and like they were targeting you. Someone so there's two ways this is coming through. For some of you this is past, some of this is present. You're gonna have to take what resonates, okay? For some it feels like somebody had a plan and it backfired and now they're plotting and planning again. But basically somebody's target, you're somebody's target, okay? Someone is trying to target you and there is a plot or a plan. Against you, but it's not going to be successful, okay? I do feel in the past there was plotting and planning and you were the target and it didn't work out, okay? And I feel like there's another plan in motion, okay? Somebody somebody is trying to break through your protection, all right? And these two cards came out together, and can you see this one? This high priest was behind this broken arrow, so this gives me the energy of that spirit is like stepping in between this person's plan and you. So the divine is stepping in, and it's like they're holding up their staff or whatever that is and saying, you know, don't do it, you know. But somebody's been trying to break down your walls of protection. Somebody with this high priest card as well, somebody could have been actively using magic to do this. You may be aware that something is going on and there's been some sort of attack towards you, but you may not be fully aware because this card, again, because this card was behind, maybe you're not fully aware that spirit has been protecting you or how much they've protected you. But it could also be that somebody is trying to, because I feel like I kind of want to go like this, like the arrow is coming and the arrow's hitting this target and getting broken. but the arrows here are going in different directions. So it feels like somebody doesn't want you to see this coming. Someone's trying to formulate some sort of attack that you don't see coming. But it's okay, because even if you don't see it coming, spirit do, and they're going to protect you from this. You are completely protected, okay? But I would advise you to up your protection at this time, all right? Because spirit can protect you on a spiritual level, but then that needs to filter down into the physical. So make sure you're taking those steps in the physical to protect yourself, okay? It may be that somebody is trying to physically, maybe you do have someone in the physical who is very protective of you, and whoever this is plotting and planning against you is trying to get them out of the way. Or it may be that they're being drawn to the masculine. So there could be someone behind this attack that you wouldn't expect it to be from, okay? But it could also be that someone's trying, if you are in a relationship, or it doesn't have to be, there could just be a masculine in your life. And remember, we're just talking about energy. We all have masculine energy, so it could be a feminine that carries more masculine energy. But there is somebody in your circle or around you, possibly even around this person as well, who is very protective of you, and there's some sort of an attack coming your way that you're going to be protected from, okay? There is someone in the physical that is going to step up and protect you, but there's this sense of trying to break down, right, okay, so this person is trying to plot and plan against you, some sort of attack that they don't want you to see coming, but what they don't see coming. So what I'm seeing is that there is a person around you who is very protective. They think if they can get this person out of the way, or they can come at this person through, they can get to you through this person, okay? But what they don't see coming is that spirit is going to send someone in that they don't expect, somebody that they have been talking to about what they're plotting and planning, who doesn't agree with what they're plotting and planning, or doesn't think that they're going to follow through, but then is going to get to a point where they realise that this person is serious about following through on some sort of attack, and this person is going to step in to protect you, to stop this attack. And the person who's plotting and planning this attack isn't going to see that coming. Okay, what have we got on the bottom of the deck? Air Guardian, shift your perception. Somebody's going to have a change in perspective and realise that this person is actually planning to follow through with their attack, and they're not going to allow it, okay? They are going to step in and say no, because you're taking this too far. I'm being drawn to the fact that this Air Guardian, she looks really vindictive, okay? I've never noticed that before, but she looks really vindictive. So this person, so with the air, you're talking about air, it can be, I'm being shown the Queen of Swords, who can come across as being really cold and really cut off from their emotions. And there is somebody who feels like you've betrayed them. They feel betrayed by you, and yeah, they're planning and plotting and planning some sort of attack on you, because they feel betrayed by you, but actually they were the ones who betrayed you. So someone feels like the collective has betrayed them, okay? This could also be an air sign. You could be an air sign. They could be an air sign, or an air sign could be the one coming in to stop this attack. But there's someone, and I feel like this is someone from your past, who maybe betrayed you, wasn't there for you, so you disconnected. But they feel like you betrayed them. They feel like there was some sort of plot or plan in the past from this person, okay, from this past person. And because it backfired and they didn't get what they wanted out of the situation, they feel like you've betrayed them. So now they're like really angry and really vindictive because they're looking at this from a victim mentality, from a lack. Like they thought that their plan was foolproof. They thought that their plan was foolproof and they celebrated too soon. And it backfired. So now it's almost like they completely have shut off their emotions towards you and they're coming for you. You're now a target. They're not really quite sure what they wanted from you. I'm going to go with this deck. I'm not really quite sure what they wanted from you, what their plan was. Maybe they wanted you. There feels like a masculine energy around you. And it's masculine energy because generally the masculine energy, when it is when it's not distorted, I can't think of the word I want, when it's divine, is protective, okay? And it's something to do with this masculine energy that's around you, protecting you, and the way that they're protective of you. This person doesn't like it. It kind of feels like, and this doesn't have to be a relationship, this could be another family member, it could be a friend, it could be a sibling, it could, maybe if this person's in a relationship, maybe it's their person that's very protective towards you and they feel like their person is choosing you over them and they don't like it. There's been some sort of miscommunication, some sort of misunderstanding. But I'm just feeling this a whole load of jealousy from this person that's plotting and planning to attack you. But I don't feel like the collective has actually done anything wrong. Like, I don't even feel like you're actually in contact with this person. So you're just like out here minding your own business. So, but this person is bothered by the fact that you exist, or the fact that you're existing and you're not, like, they're not getting your attention. Like, they're bothered by the fact that you're existing. Like, this person, it feels like this person tried to get rid of you, okay? They wanted to get rid of you. They've got rid of you, but now they're not happy because they've got rid of you. Because you're not around, because you're not bothered. They want you to be bothered. Because you're unbothered, they're bothered. They're bothered by your unbotheredness. So it's like, right, they want your attention. They want to see that you're bothered by the fact that they don't like you, because it kind of gives them some sort of ego trip, okay? But it's almost like this person is going to come in and try to test. Yeah, they don't believe that you're truly as unbothered as you're making out. So they think that you're more bothered than you're letting on. Because if it was them, they'd feel bothered. But what they don't realise is that you don't need outside validation. So you truly are unbothered by this person. Like, this is there's two types of people. If you don't like someone, fine. But if you have to go out of your way to attack someone that you don't like for no reason other than you don't like them, then that shows a lack of emotional maturity. And I feel like the collective here is somebody who's gone like, I don't even think that you don't like this person. You don't like, it's almost like what I'm picking up is the collective isn't the one hating on anyone, isn't bothered by others, is just allowing people to have their experiences and going, do you know what? I don't want to be around that. I'm going to go over here. So I feel like there was some sort of betrayal for the collective where they just went, okay, see you later. And the person that betrayed you, or the people that betrayed you, are now bothered because you're not bothered. They wanted you, it's almost like they wanted you to fight for your place at the table. They wanted you to beg them for attention. But what they truly want deep down, what they might not be conscious of, is that they want your attention. They need your validation. And you're not giving them your validation, and you're not asking for their validation either, and that's bothering them, and they don't understand it, and it's making them so mad, so like vindictive. That's all I can explain it. That's the only way I can explain it. It's vindictive energy. It's nasty. The moon. I just heard hidden when this came out, and then I heard illuminated. So this person thinks that they're cloaked, that their attack is that they may be trying to cloak themselves. So that you don't see this attack come in. So they may be doing magic on themselves to cloak their energy so that you don't realise where the attacks are coming from. Because if you don't see where it's coming from, then in theory, you're more vulnerable, more open to attacks. Okay? But what's being illuminated to them is that you're always 10 steps ahead. You are always 10 steps ahead, and they don't understand how. What's being illuminated to them is in how intuitive you are. Because on some level, you've already felt this attack coming, or you'll know that these attacks are playing out, and then you up your protection. Their attacks aren't hitting. Their attacks are not hitting. It's not working. King of Pentacles. They're trying to attack your stability. They are trying to attack your stability, your money, your finances, your career, anything to bring you down. This person will stop at nothing to bring you down, but all they're doing by attacking you is attacking themselves. And I've just heard, not on my watch. Spirit is saying, not on my watch. Absolutely not. You are not coming for my chosen one. You are not coming for my I was going to say golden child. So something in this person's life, it may be to do with a relationship, okay? Or their money, their finances. Something for this person is falling apart, okay? They feel like their life is falling apart, that things aren't going the way they planned, and they're blaming you for it. But the thing is, you're not even around. So this person may think that you're doing black magic on them, that you're sending something their way, but it's not. It's all the black magic, all the negativity that they've sent in your direction is what's causing this. But they don't want to admit that it's what they're putting out towards you. They don't want to take responsibility for their own karma. They don't want to take responsibility and admit that the karma that they're receiving is their own fault, that they brought this on themselves. They don't want to admit that. They just want to blame others. Because if they admit that, then they have to look in the mirror. They have to look at their reflection. And somebody doesn't want to look in the mirror. Let's get some more clarification. Thank you. We have the Seven of Wands. This could also be, okay, for some of you, because I heard attack, this could be a card of an attack, or it could be boundaries. But she looks like she's like standing her ground and protecting what's behind this door. Okay, so I feel like there was a group of people that came up against you, the collective, and you kind of took on all these people. They had to form an army to come against you, and they still couldn't win. Okay, they still didn't win. They don't understand it. But you see how she's come out of some sort of, I was looking for like a building behind her, but there isn't one. It's like a gateway, like a portal. She's come through some sort of portal to... So, again, I'm getting some sort of attack out of nowhere. Some sort of surprise attack. I just heard sucker punch. So someone trying to come from behind to attack. But it's like, it doesn't matter which way they come at you, you're always 10 steps ahead because you're so intuitive. So they tried, it's some sort of a sneak attack. But you have spirit behind you. You are protected. You're out here defending your peace, but you're doing it in a way that they don't like it. They want you to yell, they want you to scream, they want your response in whatever way, and you're just not giving it to them. But I feel like there was some sort of plan to, it's typical, like, I want to say narcissist, to pull you in, make you feel safe, and then attack. And I feel like that's what they tried to do. They tried to pull you in, make you feel like everything was okay, and then either when you were in, when they felt that your guard was down, they were then going to come in with their attack. But it backfired because you've come through some sort of portal. So to me, that's sort of some sort of you've moved from one place to another. And I feel like you're not the version of yourself that they remembered. You were a better version of yourself, a newer version of yourself. You were stronger. You were, your boundaries were stronger, and you could see straight through it. But what I also heard was that you said, you told someone that you knew that they were going to attack and that they were going to turn on you. That you already knew they were going to attack and turn on you. And they want to know how. How did you know? How did you know that they were going to turn on you? How did you know they were going to turn on you? How did you know what they were plotting and planning? We have the Hanged Man. Again, shift your perspective. A Hanged Man. They don't know. How did you see them coming? They thought they were moving in the shadows. They thought they were cloaked and that you couldn't see. So maybe you did find out who was behind these attacks. Someone's found out who's behind these attacks. They thought that you wouldn't see who they were. Maybe they thought that if they were nice to your face and then they were like plotting and planning it behind your back, that you wouldn't think it was them because they were nice to your face. Effectively, they were trying to gaslight and catfish you. We have Six of Pentacles. They were trying to create an imbalance. Yeah, Ten of Swords, betrayal. Someone stabbed you in the back. It's almost like someone, yeah, that's what I'm feeling like. Someone was like being so nice to you, to your face, and it's like the minute you turned your back, they started stabbing knives in it. They started stabbing you. Every time you turned your back, they stuck the knife in. And it got to the point where, and it wasn't that you didn't know, it wasn't that you didn't feel it, but it got to a point where you just couldn't ignore it anymore. You couldn't ignore the pain, you couldn't ignore the betrayal. And I do feel like you walked away. You've walked away from this personal situation, and then this person's feels like because you walked away from them, so it may be that they kind of ghosted you, and like then and I'm hearing breadcrumbing, so it may be that they ghosted you in the hope that, yeah, that's what okay, that's where the energy was going with this you're not bothered energy and they needing your attention. They ghosted you so that they could like eat away at your self-worth, your self-esteem, so that you would chase them, so that they could have your validation and feel like they had some sort of power over you. Your pain gave them pleasure, okay? And it may have worked in the past that like they were hot and cold with you, so like treat them mean, keep them keen energy, so that you would go off like in your self-worth would be low, and then you would go back to them, and then it just feels like the pain, the betrayal became too much to bear, and you couldn't ignore the red flags anymore. And instead of going back, this person ghosted you. They may even have blocked you, and it was a control. It was a form of control, okay? It's a way to regain control over someone and their actions, okay? But instead of you running back, you were stepping into a new version of you, and a new version of self-love and self-worth and going, do you know what, I'm just not going to accept this anymore. I'm not going to put myself through this anymore. And you just went, yeah, no, okay then. If you're going to ghost me, you're going to block me, that's absolutely fine. But then there's a sense of you blocking them and you walking away from them and kind of ghosting them, and they're confused as to why your relationship ended. Why did you not go back? I feel that this is somebody who at one point you did have a really good relationship with, or you believed you did. But they don't want to face the fact that their actions pushed you away. They think that you couldn't see what they were doing, but you saw them the whole time. You just gave them, because of who they were, you were giving them more chances than they should have had. And then it got to a point where you'd reached a new level of self-awareness and self-love and realized, you know what, it doesn't matter who you are, what you mean to me, you don't get to treat me in this toxic way, in this negative way, because I care about you. So it may have been someone that you were there for, and when the time came, they weren't there for you. Yeah. It's like this person took for granted that your boundaries and that you wouldn't walk away from them, because on some level you were allowing them to get away. And I feel like if you're resonating with this reading, you know that on some level you were allowing them to overstep your boundaries and get away with things that you wouldn't allow other people to do. And you realised that, you changed your perspective and you realised that you were doing that. And as soon as you realised, you were like, I've got to cut contact with this person, regardless of how hard it is and how much I care about them. I can't allow anyone to treat me like this. And the thing with betrayal is, I do feel that this is a person that you were close to, or someone who meant a lot to you, because if a betrayal comes from someone that we don't really know, then it's less likely to have such an impact on us. We're just going to go, oh, okay, whatever, and ignore it. Whereas if it comes from someone that we know on a deeper level, or we're closer to, it's going to crack us open in the way that we need it. It's going to, like, the plan was to eat away at your self-worth and block you from your happiness and your abundance, throw you out of alignment, so you didn't get all your blessings. Okay? But instead, it threw you into a new, it pushed you into the next stage of your ascension. It pushed you into a heart awakening. It pushed you further into, I was going to say hermit mode, of going deep within to do your shadow work. It pushed you further into your shadow work. Now, if this person, if somebody that you didn't know had done this to you, it wouldn't have had the same effect, okay? So from that point of view, I do feel like you're genuinely grateful for this experience. Does that mean you want to go through it again? Absolutely not. But I do feel like you're grateful for this experience because it pushed you further into your shadow work. It pushed you into a deeper level of knowing who you are, and having, like, it pushed you into a deeper level and ending the cycles of people pleasing, because that's effectively what you were doing. You were people pleasing because of how much this person meant to you, but it doesn't feel like the relationship was reciprocated. Okay. We have 10 of Wands. Yeah, it feels like it became a burden. But now this person is burdened by your absence. We have Lovers on the bottom of the deck, okay? This person is burdened. See, the Lovers doesn't have to be a romantic connection, okay? It can be for some of you. But more often than not, I like to, unless Spirit tell me otherwise, I like to see it as our own masculine and feminine energies within, okay, them coming into alignment, okay. This person is absolutely burdened by your alignment, by your abundance, and they're acting like the victim because you walked away. You're the empress. You moved on, and now this person's trapped in their head. You moved on from this person. They're in their heads about you moving on because they don't understand, or they're refusing to accept. They're acting like the victim. Why you've walked away. They don't understand what went wrong. They're looking on back on the relationship going, well, I don't know what happened. And I do feel like there are people around them that are trying to point out to them why they think you walked away, and this person's like, no, I'm not having it. No, I'm not having it. So, but now what's happened is something, there was a plan, some sort of plan to target you. Like, you were the 100%, you were the target, and it backfired, and now this person, and I feel like it was, the plan was to bring you back, but you didn't return, you didn't come back, you've completely ghosted them. There's no swords, is communication. Yeah, you saw through their plan. You could be a seer, see beyond the current situation. This person can't see what they've done wrong, and if they do, they're refusing to admit it, okay, because they don't want to take accountability. But there was a plan that you saw right through. You saw right through, but the plan was to bring you back in, be nicey, bring you back into the fold, so that you would think everything's okay, everything's nice, it's all brushed under the carpet, let's move on, let's start again. But the plan was to then attack you, to eat at your self-worth. And it didn't work because you ghosted them, you didn't go back. So then they turned really cold and really vindictive. Okay, the nice approach hasn't worked. Now I'm going to try the hard, cold approach. This person does not know how to come at you correctly because they're not emotionally mature. They're not emotionally mature. They're emotionally immature. I'm taking this one? No. Okay. Let's get some more clarification. Okay, 2 cards have come out. Well, the Ten of Swords has actually come out now, and we have the Emperor. This person failed to control you. This person cannot get in your mind. Again, coming back to this air guardian, it's mind, it's communication. This person can't get in your head. They can't get control over your head. Your mind is stronger than it was when you were around them. Okay, you've strengthened. I'm not saying that negative thoughts don't come into your mind here and there, but you know how to transmute them. Intrusive thoughts, thank you, Spirit. You may get intrusive thoughts every now and then, but you know how to fight through them. Okay, your mind is a lot stronger now than it was when you were around this person, and they feel betrayed by this because they can't get control over you. They can't get this mind control. King of Swords, King of Swords. There's no communication. Like, his sword is down. There's something to do with a lack of information. Again, we're coming back to the air. Control. This could also be some sort of betrayal with regards to a masculine, and this could be coming back to this masculine that is around you. Excuse me. This Emperor also feels to me like it's like taking your power back. So I feel like, and what I'm seeing here is like your divine feminine, you were in your feminine energy, but you were like so nurturing, so understanding, probably too giving, too nurturing, too understanding, to the point where people have walked all over you and they've you know, stabbed you in the back and they've betrayed you. And this final, I don't, this last situation that you've gone through or you're going through, what it's done is it's enabled you to take your power back, and it's enabled your inner masculine to step up and take control and say no. So it brought your masculine, I wouldn't say that you didn't have a balance of masculine and feminine energy. You had both, but it wasn't quite. So I'm seeing both, but they're not quite working together. Okay. It was when dealing with some people, but when dealing with certain other people, there was still some sort of imbalance. Okay, you still weren't stepping up and saying no when you needed to say no. Okay, and putting those boundaries in place and holding them in place. This situation with this person enabled that to happen. You took your power back and you were like, no, I don't care who you are, how much you mean to me. I have a mission and a purpose. I am miserable, and I know that when something's not serving me and I don't feel happy and at peace, then it needs to go. It needs to go. You were protecting your peace from this person, and I think that's what they're having a hard time dealing with, is that they don't want to admit that they were actually toxic in your life. Okay, that they weren't serving a purpose in your life. Okay, it feels that they have this need to be wanted. There's something about them. They need to feel wanted. They need to be useful. I'm going to take that as confirmation. I don't know if that came off on the camera, but my phone's just vibrated. They have this need to feel validated. It's this need for validation. They validate themselves by being of service to others. Now, there's nothing wrong with being of service to others, but this person was doing it in a way to control how, like, keeping people around them. Does that make sense? Like, there's nothing wrong with being of service to others and giving, but this person was doing it for personal gain. They were doing it to validate themselves. So it's not what you're doing, it's the way it's the reason behind what you're doing. The intention wasn't pure. But this person kind of gets off on seeing people in pain and them struggling, because it makes them feel better about themselves and what they're going through. And when you're struggling and you're going to them, you know, to get their support, they're getting a kick out of it because it validates their inner wounding, that they need to be needed. Okay, so they go out of their way to sabotage others to satisfy their own hunger, their own wounding, their own need to be needed, and their own validation. And you're not feeding this person anymore. They can't. That's how they siphon energy. This person feels like an energy vampire. And that's how they were siphoning your energy. And there's some sort of disconnect. And in this disconnect, you realized just how toxic this situation was. And you moved away and you haven't gone back because of that. And they can't handle it. They can't handle it because they need your validation. They need to know why. They don't understand. I feel like people around them are genuinely like telling this person what they did wrong, and they're like, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. They're refusing to see. They're outrightly refusing to see. There's also a need with this person to, like, they can't admit that they were wrong. Because if they admit that they were wrong, then they take it as a loss. Okay? Let's get some more advice or guidance from Spirit, please, with regards to this situation. What else do we need to know? This person is kind of like really complicated. I just keep hearing vindictive over and over again. And we have a burst of magic and divine matrix. The uncharted sea. Right, yeah, this person, there's a new version. This person doesn't know how to approach you because you're not the version of you that they know. Then you're not a version of yourself that they have met before. And also probably because I kind of get the impression that you're the only person that has stood up to this person and stood your ground. Like, this person feels like they're not used to being told no. And you've told them no without telling them no. You've told them no, and you've stood your ground, and you're not giving in. And this person doesn't know how to deal with that, because no one in their life has ever done that to them. They're used to controlling everyone. They can't control you. So now they're turning vindictive. On the bottom of the deck, we have beautiful and Cajun. This is you. Like, your heart chakra is unlocking, or it's put you into a heart activation, like made you step further into your self-love, your self-care, and you being of service to others. This person can't handle it. Like, I feel like others are seeing you differently. I'm being really drawn. What's that card? Being drawn to this one, Roots of Abundance. This situation has unlocked your abundance, feeling the world. People are understanding and realizing that, yeah, you're not normal, that you're out of this world. People are seeing you differently. Whoever is around, they're seeing the situation differently as well. There is something about you telling a person or a group of people that you knew they were going to turn on you. And they don't understand. How did you know? How did you see? This person that's instigated this. So there might be a group of people, my nose is itching, so someone's angry or irritated by something, but I think there was an attack or a planned attack that other people are now seeing who was behind it and why, and they're realising it wasn't you, the collective. They're realising that this attack came from someone in their own midst. I can't say that word, but okay. So what does Spirit want us to do moving forward? What do you want us to do with this information, please, Spirit? How do you want us to move forward? Speak your truth. Thank you, Gabriel, for helping me to speak with integrity. Someone's realising that you were speaking the truth about this person or this situation, that you were speaking the truth. Yeah, this is over the Burst of Magic card. And I feel like when this card came out, I was feeling, again, about a new perspective, seeing something differently, seeing the magic within. Someone's realising that you spoke the truth. Someone's had some sort of epiphany, and again, here's the moon. Someone's realising that you spoke the truth about a person or a situation and they didn't believe you. We have the miracle of nature. Again, she's bursting out of a flower. Thank you, angels, for helping me to reconnect through nature and fresh air. Spirit are asking you to stay grounded, stay humble. There is karma coming in. Someone's going to come towards you and tell you that they now know the truth of the situation and that you were innocent all along. And Spirit is asking you not to turn around and do the "I told you so," because if you, in doing that, it's kind of like this need to be right, okay? Which I know, I don't feel like you have this need to be right, but you need to be aware that you could be picking up this feel the world on the energy of this person. When they come in, you're picking up on other people's energies. Be careful that you don't then step into this energy, because this person needs to be right. This group of people wanted to be right about you. They didn't want to be wrong. They're now admitting defeat and that they were wrong and they didn't listen to you. So stay humble, stay grounded, okay? That somebody's coming in to tell you that they know you're innocent and they didn't believe you. We have manifesting miracles. Thank you, Orion, for manifesting your miracles in my world. The uncharted sea. You've manifested a new version of you, and effectively this person has actually helped manifest this version of you, but it's a version of you that's been manifested through their choices and their decisions, and they don't like the manifestation that they've been given. They don't like this version of you because you can't be easily controlled. Somebody didn't trust you and have faith in your vision, and now they're seeing that you've manifested your way out. I don't know if they would class it as manifested, but you've manifested your way out of stormy waters. So coming out of the storm is clearing, okay? And it's bringing abundance, okay? This ship that you've been on, what I'm seeing is a ship that you've been on. It's been turbulent, it's been rocky, but on this ship are treasure chests. There's locked, like safes and things like that. And I'm seeing that as you come out of this storm, they're going to start unlocking. You're going to start seeing more miracles and things that you've been manifesting for some time unlocking, and you're going to have access to that. Somebody didn't believe, like, it's kind of like I can hear people like mocking you, making fun of you. They're going to start to see, I do feel like they're already seeing that you have been manifesting some things that you said like are coming true. Things that you've said in the past are now coming true, and someone's going to come in and apologize for not believing you, and for not believing in you, for not taking you seriously, for believing the lies that was told about you when you were speaking the truth. On the bottom of the deck, trust your vibes. Thank you, angels. Today I choose to trust my intuition and guidance. Yeah, continue to trust your intuition and guidance with regards to this situation and moving forward in your own life. Also trust your intuition and use your discernment when people start coming back into your life. Some are coming back in purely just to like ride your coattails, okay? But I do feel like whoever this is coming in, so I just heard that's bullshit. So somebody, whoever's coming in to bring you some sort of truth about this situation, something that you may not have known about, what they're saying, there is some sort of truth in what they're saying, but it's also slightly, they've either added something or they're leaving something out. okay, because they don't want to get themselves into trouble, because they're trying to get back in with you. They don't want you to turn around and go, F off. So someone's coming in with some information, but it's not quite the truth. You're going to have to use your discernment, and you're going to have to kind of, I can see you like pulling apart. So like I can see you questioning this person, and this person, what they're saying to you is kind of like they're starting to fall apart. Okay, so just be aware of that. Anywhere else you want me to go? No, Spirit are just reiterating that you are protected from harm. Any attacks that are being sent your way are Spirit are deflecting. But yeah, make sure that you are taking care of your spiritual hygiene, making sure you're cleansing your energy, upping your protection, getting out in nature, staying grounded, okay? Continuing to do your shadow work, do what you need to do to stay grounded, to stay peaceful. Somebody's trying to someone's trying to manifest chaos into your life, okay? So somebody might be using chaos magic. Because things are going chaotic in their life, they're trying to project it back at you, okay? That could be this vindictive person. Oh boy. Okay, let's get some affirmations to end on here. Affirmations are positive statements about how you want to be, how you want your life to be, and used on a regular basis, they can really help to maintain a positive mindset. I soothe away anxiety and stress by choosing to do things that help me relax. Absolutely. Continue your self-love, your self-care, keeping your energy clear, protected, making sure that you're cutting any cords, and then taking the actions that you're guided to on the physical to cut those cords in the physical. So it may be that there are people, places, and things that you need to step away from, and that you feel guided to, and it might not make sense to you right now, but just trust your intuition that it's for your highest good. And remember that sometimes it can be temporary, sometimes it can be permanent. Making sure that you're taking care of yourself. If you're doing seeing aura, you need to do an aura cleanse, but you also need to make sure that you're sealing any tears or anything in your aura. It needs some sort of repair, okay? I'm seeing someone's aura and it's got holes in where energy is leaking through. So if you are being attacked and you're not quite sure why it's getting through, it's because there's some holes in your aura. There's some where energy is leaking, okay? So just be mindful of that, and maybe do some sort of aura cleanse, aura and repair cleanse, okay? Call on your angels and your guides, your spirit team, whoever you believe in, to assist you with that, okay? Let's get some more affirmations, please. Whoa. Okay, thank you. It's safe for me to explore unknown worlds and try new things. I have confidence in myself. I am ready for everything that life offers me. Yeah, just have confidence and faith that you've got this. Maybe you're feeling a little bit vulnerable at the moment. Maybe you're feeling a little bit tired, a little bit stressed out. But just to trust and have faith. Maybe you're just fed up with this situation and want to know when it's going to end. And yeah, I can understand that. Because it feels like this person is like, when is this person going? There is a group around this person that feel like they've already kind of like started to back off, but this person doesn't feel like they're going to give up anytime soon. And I've just heard hurt people hurt people. Hurt people do hurt people, and that's how this person is. If I'm hurting, you must be hurt. You have to hurt. I want you to feel how much hurt and pain I'm feeling. Whereas I feel like you, as the collective, are in a different boat. Because you're hurt and you're going through pain, and it hurts so much. You don't want other people to feel that pain. So you're not going to go out of your way to be vindictive and nasty towards others because you don't want to hurt them. You don't want people to feel the pain that you've had to go through. This person just wants, it's like, what's the words I'm looking for, please? I'm hearing the world owes me a debt. The world owes me a debt. So it's like when this person is hurting, they want everybody to feel the pain that they're feeling. They want the world to suffer. And I just don't feel like you as the collective is like that. And that's probably part of the reason that you're in separation from this person, because you don't resonate. It doesn't match your integrity, I suppose standards to a degree. Your truth, it's not who you are at your core. And unfortunately, when you're not like that, it's really hard to be around people that are like that. Regardless of how much you care about them and who they are. If you're not a vibrational match, if your beliefs and integrity and things doesn't match, then you're going to vibrate out of each other's lives, okay? Because one of you's going to continue to grow and ascend, and the other one's going to stay stuck and stagnant. On the bottom of the deck, I am thankful for many things, and my gratitude attracts abundance into my life. Yeah, do you feel like you were really grateful? I mean, maybe not to start with, but now you're coming through it. You're starting to really understand what this situation was about for you, what it was teaching you, what it was, and like you're really grateful for this situation because you've blossomed, you've bloomed, and you've transformed into a better version of yourself. So from that point of view, you will be nothing but grateful towards this person and this group and this situation. And that's okay if you also feel anger and resentment at the same time. There's no one or the other. You can feel all of it. Mixed emotions are perfectly normal. You can feel angry and resentful, but it's what you do about it, and that's the difference between you and this person. You might feel angry and resentful, and you might be feeling okay, and then it might come back up again, okay? And that's just normal. That's just another level or another layer of a healing that's coming up to be released, okay? But you're not going out of your way to be vindictive and nasty towards others. This person is angry and resentful, and they're not dealing with it in healthy ways. They're continuing to project. They're continuing to blame others. They're continuing to put this energy out into the world, and it's going to continue to come back to them. And even if it doesn't come, and if it's not coming back to them via you, it's going to come back to them via someone else. They're going to keep meeting the same situation in different people until they learn to take conscious actions, to make conscious choices. And I just feel like this person is on a path of destruction right now. They're so hurt. They feel so betrayed by you, but you've done nothing wrong. You've done nothing to betray them. They were the ones, they've betrayed themselves. Ultimately, you haven't betrayed them. They've betrayed themselves because they lost a good one, and they're angry. They're not angry with you. They're angry at themselves, but they are projecting, okay? So just be mindful of that. And yeah, so you might be feeling bouts of rage bubbling up in you. It's not your energy. It is this person projecting at you. All right. I'm going to leave it there. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. Namaste.